Okay, in this video we're going to look at pivot tables and the power of pivot tables. We're going to begin by opening up our file. It's called Pivot Table Assignment. Open that up. Looking at it, that top row contains our headers. In database terminology, the headers are referred to as field names. So the top row are called field names. And what the field names do is that they describe the rows beneath. They describe those various rows beneath. Now to find out what the size of our table is, we can hold down the Control key and hit N. As we can see, we have 2,000 rows of data. Go up to the top, Control Home. Now to make a pivot table, all we have to do is click on the Insert tab, click on Pivot Table. Excel will take a guess at the size of the table, and now click on OK. What you see over here are those field names. The whole key to your table, the field names. Down here there is a grid that we're going to fill out during the next few minutes. I'm going to start off by just showing you the power of a pivot table. What I'm going to do is take this field name called region, position my mouse right over here, and drag it down into my rows, the area called row labels. It's in here, but what you see also is that it's now appearing right over here within our sheet. Next, I'm going to take the sales and drag and put that in the box here called values. Whenever you're dealing with numbers, where you're summing numbers or averaging numbers, performing some type of calculation, those numbers, as a rule, will be dragged down into this box here called values. What you see here is that the pivot table is actually summed by region, the various sales. Now if I want to change that pivot table around and say, what's the sales by product, what I can do is come over here, the region, hold down my left mouse, just drag it out here, get rid of it. Now go up here, highlight product, or really hold down the left mouse and drag and drop it within here. And once again, our pivot table has calculated the sales by product. Get rid of the product, hold down my left mouse and drag it outside of the box. Just drop it, it's gone. If I do it by customer, once again, another very quick calculation, tremendously powerful here. Now what I'm going to do is begin our assignment. So I'm going to get rid of our customer right here. Hold down my left mouse, drag it, drop it here. It's gone. The sum of the sales, hold down my left mouse, drag and drop it, leave it here. So everything is now cleared out. We're going to begin our assignment by dragging down the date field, which is right here, and place it into the row labels. Here's all of our dates within that table. Then we're going to take our sales and drag and drop it into the values box. What we have here now are the various dates within the table and the sum of the sales for each of these dates. Extremely powerful. But right now, you're going to notice here it's saying row labels. I'd like to make that a little bit clearer. And I mean, how I'm going to do that is I'm going to change the report layout of the pivot table. Okay, how I change that report layout is by clicking on the Design tab right here underneath the pivot table tools. Come over here to Report Layout and move my cursor down to Show in Tabular Form. Left click. What you have now is actually like the field name showing here, so it's a little bit more descriptive. Next, we're going to take these various dates and we're going to group them by months and by years. Once again, a pivot table makes it very easy to do this. Right now, you've got a whole group of dates. To clean that up, to summarize it, I'm going to group these dates. And the way to do that is by clicking on one of the dates, then right-clicking, coming over here, highlighting Group. I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to group our dates. We're going to get a box, and right off, the pivot table has determined that our beginning date is 6/17/2004. It's already done that for us. And it goes all the way that our ending date is 6/17/2006. As a result, because we have multiple years, we want to be able to differentiate the months within the years. So what we have to make sure we always remember to do is highlight the months and then left click on the years. So we're going to be showing the months by year. Because once again, we have multiple years here. Click on OK. You see what we have. It's been broken down by year and the months and the total sales. Okay, question 6 or part 6 is drag the date field. Let's see what it's going to look like. Drag the date field into column labels. Hold down your left mouse, drag and drop it. Pretty powerful here. It's showing you the various months. Extremely powerful. Months going across and the various years and of course the sales. For number 7, we want to change the field name of date to months. Here's that field name right here for date. So if I click this down arrow, click on Field Settings, that allows me to change the name. Come over here, date, we're going to make this now into months. Hit OK. What you can see has happened, showing as months here, and also up here. Still another way of changing that name would have been to click here, right click, and then go to Field Settings. It would have been a different way of doing the same operation. Okay, part number 8, drag the months field out of the pivot table. Get rid of it. Come in here, hold down the left mouse, drag and drop it. Number 9, drag the years field into the column labels. So we have years over here. Drag and drop it into the column labels. Take the customer field up here. drag and drop it into the row labels. And now what you can see is the result of these actions. We have our years going across, our customers, and the sales associated with those customers by year. Drag the region field into the report filter box. Region field, report filter. Now what that would allow us to do, if we wanted to, is we could now go up, hit that down arrow, click here for select multiple items. That would give us the ability to choose just certain regions. But I'm going to go and undo that so that everything is all selected. So we just drag down the region field into the report filter box. We want to format our numbers here so that they're showing as currency 2 decimal places. A couple of ways of doing that would be to go in here where we have our values, click on the down arrow, click on value field settings. Once again, it pertains to the summation, and then left click on number format. Click on currency, 2 decimal places, OK. And then click OK once again. And once again, we can see all those numbers have now been formatted as currency 2 decimal places. Still another way of doing that would be within the pivot table, right click, value field settings, sum, number format, currency 2 decimal places. Next we're going to insert a pivot chart. Very easy to do. You have to be inside of the pivot table. To insert our chart, we click on Insert, Column, Clustered Chart. We can drag our chart underneath the data. The power here is that we have the ability to filter it out. We can hit this down arrow here and just choose the year 2004. We can filter it out by customer. Down arrow and select Costco and Google. So this, once again, it's extremely powerful. To remove those filters, go up to the Y, select all, hit OK. This Y, select all, hit OK. I ended up renaming the sheet to Pivot Chart. And lastly, for step number 16, we're going to create a table that shows the sales of Google for the year 2004. You come within the pivot table, you go into Google right here and double left click. Here's our table reflecting that same information. To check it, total row, and you can see it reflects the exact same information. Thank you.